Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Shabazz here. So in today's video, I will perform how to conduct and interpret simple linear regression analysis in SPSS. Simple linear regression is used to examine whether one independent variable significantly predicts a continuous dependent variable or not. So it also helps us understand the direction and strength of the relationship and estimate how much the dependent variable changes when the independent variable increases by 1 unit. So we will see by R square. So in this tutorial, I will explain when to use simple linear regression and its major assumptions and step-by-step process in SPSS. So we will also interpret the correlation coefficient, R square, ANOVA table, regression coefficients, p-value and regression equation. So finally, I will demonstrate how to assess the assumption and report the findings correctly. So first of all, we introduce our data. We have one independent variable, ethical leadership, and one dependent variable, green creativity. So in simple regression, we have one independent variable and one dependent variable. But in multiple regression, as you can see my previous videos where we use multiple independent variable. So in multiple regression, we use multiple independent variables. However, in this video, we are going to perform simple linear regression. So we must have one independent variable. So now we will click on analyze and go to regression and click on linear regression. So before putting the variables independent and independent columns, so we need to learn the assumption and conditions of simple linear regression. So we go to our presentation. So we see simple linear regression in SPSS. So predict one continuous outcome from another predictor. So it means these are the 5 checks we need to ensure, like linearity. The average x-y relationship is approximately straight. Independent errors, observations that residuals are not seriously dependent. Homoscedasticity, residual variance is roughly constant across predictions. Normal residual errors are approximately normal for TF inference. No influential cases, no single observation drives the fitted line. So there are also some recommended threshold for simple linear regression. So the value of path model should be less than 0.05 to accept or reject the hypothesis. And R square values recommended by Hare et al. That shows weak, moderate and strong relationship. And standardized residual should be between minus and plus 3. Cook distance should be less than 1. Leverage n equal to 0.08 and sample size as per we can use different criteria. So now we will perform analysis in SPSS. So we put the dependent variable as green creativity into dependent set and ethical leadership as independent variable. Now go to statistics and click on these are default, and now we'll need the case-wise diagnostics, R square change if you want to do it, descriptive statistics, part and partial correlations, collinearity diagnostics. Click continue. Plot, yes, we need to see the Cook distance and standardized residual between two variables, so we need to set the plot. We will put standardized residual RESID. This is standardized residual on y-axis and standardized predicted value for in x-axis. So we will click on, because we also need normal probability plot, and click on continue. Then go to save. So there are different options If you want to use only standardized results, then click on standardized. If you don't click on standardized, then we must have both unstandardized results and standardized. But I will prefer to use only standardized results. So I will click standardized, standardized. And we also need cook distances and click on continue. Options, everything is good. Now we will click on OK. So we get the results of simple linear regression. So you can see the descriptive statistics, green creativity 4.2373 and ethical leadership 4.1273, and standard deviation and total number of sample 412. And also the correlation coefficient, there is a correlation coefficient between green creativity and ethical leadership 0.429, which is a significant relationship. As well, there is also a, because there are two variables, so it means there is a single correlation coefficient between two variables, which was 0.429. So next we move to model summary. This is R correlation coefficient. We have already discussed above. This is R square, coefficient of determination, and adjusted R square. So R square, what we can infer from R square? R square is very explained by independent variable to dependent variable. So it means ethical leadership explained 18.4% variance in green creativity. As we learned the criteria of Hare et al., who suggested that 0.25 minimum is a weak impact. So it means our value is low, even lower than 0.25. So it means there is a lower impact of ethical leadership on green creativity, but the impact is significant. Here we will now move to coefficients and ANOVA. So analysis of variance, also F value 92.376, which is also significant. So it means there is a impact of independent on dependent variable. And coefficient table we come to, we can see the ethical leadership. These are the unstandardized results and these are standardized. So we can see here the beta value is 0.429 and the t value is 9.611 and the significant p value is 0.000. So it will beta value 0.429 and t value, because the t value is higher than 1.96 in case of 5% significance level. So it shows the significant impact. Also the p value is lower than 0.05. So it means ethical leadership significantly impact the green creativity. On the other hand, we also see the multicollinearity issue if there is any. So tolerance level should be or equal to 1. So it means the 1 is good. And on the other hand, VIF value, variance inflation factor value, should be less than 5. So it means there is 1. So it means there is no multicollinearity issue in our data. Okay, so you can also collinearity diagnostics. And the other thing, the most important, the residual, standardized residual. You can see green creativity and predicted value. So in case standardized residual, for all values and some are, you can see here the residual values are beyond plus and minus 3. So it means there is some extreme outliers in our data. And you can also see the residual statistics here. The same case, you can see the standardized residual value. These are the extreme value because these values are beyond minus 3. So in this case, there are some extreme outliers in our data. So in case of normal probability plot of regression standardized residual, so you can also see there is some normality issue in our data set. As well, you can see here the positive values are below 3, but the negative values are below -3. So there is some extreme outliers in our data. But the most important results are coefficient path model, because ethical leadership significantly influenced the green creativity, and ethical leadership explained 18.4% of variance in green creativity. So in this way we do the simple regression analysis in SPSS. If you find my video helpful, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you can get my next video.